Alrighty, looks like we are live. Hey, Ro, thank you for reminding folks to hit the like button. Doesn't seem to be a huge crowd here right this second, but maybe people will start to file in once the notification goes up on YouTube. You just never can tell. And even if you don't catch me live, you'll catch me on the replay, and I appreciate you all for catching me that way, or however it is that you can. All right, hold on. I gotta lower the volume on this one side, otherwise I'm listening to myself about 30 seconds behind here. So, and we'll get around to the topic in a second. I want to give people a few minutes to file in. But again, I was talking about catching me on the rewind. A lot of people do, and I appreciate that. It counts just as much, and I find it just as enjoyable. And if you folks do catch me, on the rewind or the rebroadcast or however you want to do it, please post comments. I'd love to, continue to talk with you that way. We can certainly do that. Let's see how far are we in here. All right, that's probably long enough. And it's interesting that today's topic is about burnout within the hobby, and that may directly, what do I want to say, related to the lack of attendance, at least right off the bat here. And so we're in the heat of summer. We're locked back inside again. I understand California is closed back up. Some of the other places are too. And I don't know how many of you are having trouble doing this, but getting into the fish room, I mean, I certainly get there every day, but I have to tell you, I'm also relying more on my automatic feeders, and doing all the things that I can to make sure the fish are taken care of with, frankly, as little human intervention as I can. And, that's what I'm kind of, oh, thanks, Ro. Ro just said notifications just went out. Thank you so much. It's funny how I start the broadcast over in StreamYard. That's where I set the whole thing up. And I've tried setting it up on the YouTube side and then starting StreamYard later. I just don't know which is the better way of doing this. I'm just not having a whole lot of luck going either side of this. But anyway, as far as like burnout goes, I mean, it's hot. I'm finding people are getting impatient and crabby. Last thing they want to do is go into a fish room. I know I'm at the point right now where even when I go in, I'm looking at the fish, and I swear to God, they're looking at me and they're going, you know what, you're about as boring to us as we are to you. And they're lethargic. They're and I'm doing water changes. I'm siphoning up mulm and trying to keep their food interesting, doing live food, doing this, doing that. And it's just, hey, Big Tank Hank, Gabe, big guy, thank you so much for stopping by. If you guys don't know about Ro and Big Tank Hank, you really got to visit both of those channels. These are outstandingly wonderful people. Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking at the tanks, and I really think they're as bored with me as I am with you. The guppies are, laying down spawns, but not huge ones. I mean, we're not getting 50s and 60s. We're getting 10s and 15s and, stuff like that. The plecos are putting out some stuff every once in a while. I actually had to breed a calico with my longfin blue eye just because I couldn't really come up with a male for them. And I know a lot of people promised me, and part of the problem is I just don't want to be pinned to the house for those kind of shipments and stuff like that. I know I've got, Stephen Kortler is going to be sending me some fish, and so I'll absolutely stay home for those. But for a, longfin blue eye, it's like, those are a little too iffy. Stephen's fish are like gold, and they're so difficult to come by. So anyway, burnout in the hobby. So I go down there, I stare at the tanks. I think you all are doing a lot of the same thing. You're looking for something to at least, put some kind of oomph back into it. Be it a new fish, be it a new maybe something spawns. Hey Benny, how you doing? Glad you make it here. Let's see, and looking for something to breathe some life in there. I mean, I'm doing water changes like I'm supposed to be doing, all of that kind of stuff. But it's just something else, so it's hot, it's muggy, it's, I don't know. And I think a lot of people are going through that at the same time. So what do you do to get out of that? Well, like I say, I've tried new fish, either new species of fish or a complete different change of directions. I think you guys know the whole idea behind the channel. It's called Small Fry Aquatic. The whole idea was small bottom dwellers, mid dwellers, or surface dwellers. They're easy to care for. I always had a soft spot in my heart for disabled vets and for special needs kids. And both of those people do not need to be tending to difficult fish that are going to die on them or give them a bad experience. And so that's why the company was named what it was, and that's what I did, and that's what I still do. It's just that a lot of those needs. I mean, we're into almost the fourth year of of Small Fry now, and I've kind of exhausted all of that in the neighborhood that I'm in. So now I'm more kind of doing things just for me, and even the shipping part of the business. Things have been so bad with the various shippers. Be it USPS, FedEx, and to a lesser extent UPS, just because I can't even use them, and only occasionally do people send stuff to me. But shipping has been so catch as catch can. I mean, that just takes all of the fun out of it too. So I don't do that all that much. I happened to notice a comment here. Ro just said, been busy doing tubs and ponds, put a bunch of floating plants in the tanks. I suppose if I would have done tubs this year, it would have at least given me something to look at outside. And hey, redfish, bluefish, fantastic. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad everybody's here, really. But anyway, I didn't. So here's the thing. If you go back in a bunch of videos, you'll see my backyard. It's a pretty sizable backyard, and then there's a pond in the back. And yeah, there are bass out there and bluegill and stuff like that. But what's really bad about it is there's also raccoons, and there's wetlands. If you go over to my Facebook page and you ignore all the politics on there, you'll see some of the photographs though from the wetlands, and there are nesting pairs of eagles out there, a lot of hawks. And so the problem is if I put out anything in the backyard that resembles a tub, I will have everything from a heron to a hawk to an eagle stopping by to slurp right out of the pond. And so I've tried to keep them up on the deck behind the screens, and then at night the raccoons literally will tear through the screens to get at it. So it's just really a difficulty from what I'm doing right there. But Benny says, I won't be saying much in chat as I'll be watching and doing some schoolwork. Good for you, Benny. Education's a good thing. If I would have done that, my hair might not have fallen out, and who knows, might have had a really good job. I'm just teasing you. Steven, hey, you're here. Hey, man. I was just talking about you a little bit ago. I was saying, you're probably one of the few guys that would actually stay home to wait for a shipment from, because your stuff is really gold and really difficult to come by. So if you guys don't know Championship Show Guppies, that's your man for the guppies. Just Steven, make sure they all get in line behind me, not in front of me. Okay. Let's see. Amy 5 Music. Hello. I'm so glad that you're here too. Benny says my screensaver is still my female ram. That's fantastic. I love that. So anyway, back to burnout, and what can you do about it? Well, you can inject some new stuff into the tanks. You can try and do things a little bit differently. You can maybe just tread water like I'm kind of doing, and let's just see what tomorrow brings. And, there you go. Rose says just ordered some German ribbon guppy. Ooh. And I ordered some wild platies. Ro, I would love to know where you got German ribbon. Well, first of all, I don't even know what those are, but I would love to. And it'd be interesting to know where you got them from too. So that would be cool. Steven's got some good stuff coming up, but like I say, I want to make sure I get in the front of that line. So let's see. We're talking about burnout within the hobby. I think it's got to do with the weather. I think it's got to do with the fact that we're so housebound with this stuff. It all seemed like we were getting a get out of jail free card and everything was opening up, and now it's all shutting back down again. But, I guess that's just the way that goes. So. Let me do something here. I have a funny feeling that I am in Top Chat here because I'm missing some stuff. No, I'm not. Okay. So Rose says Coast Gem USA is where I got the guppies. Ordered the platies from Aquabid. I don't know Coast Gem USA. I suppose I need to check those guys out too. Let's see, Benny, I've been working on a lot of my editing, trying to make videos like Foo the Flower Horn, as I find them really relaxing. That's awesome. So, I mean, I've been into fish since, I swear, Adam and Eve. And really, I do go back into the 60s or so. And I've been in and out of the hobby too, just due to, when I was a kid, you got plenty of time. You go off to college, you don't have time. Then you come back and get married, you don't have time. And then kids, maybe you do, maybe you don't. So I literally have kept, I swear, almost every type of fish on the face of the earth. Cichlids, I was really into them, both South American cichlids and Africans. And I really, and Chubby Guppy, hey, good to see you here. And I really kind of burnt myself out on that too. And I vowed when I got into this the last time, I wasn't going to do anything like that. And what I found really interesting and what really got me in there, it was killifish, and especially the annuals where you can, send eggs. I mean, I'll grant you're not supposed to send eggs all over the world, but people do send eggs all over the world. And you can wind up with some really interesting species. And it's a labor of love, but I mean, you can literally do it in Tupperware on your kitchen counters if you really wanted to do that. And I still do have some more of the longer ones, like the pancheks and stuff like that. And they're still doing well. It's just that a lot of the annuals have, kind of pruned themselves down because they ran out of space. So Edgar, my dog here, wants to go out, and so he's going to have to just lay down, knock it off. Okay, I'm on a live stream. You had time before. Let's see. Oh, look at that. I just got an email saying that I'm having a live stream and I should join myself for my live stream. That's fantastic. Okay. Oh, and Ro put up Coast Gem USA. Well, that's great. Sharon Miller, hey, you're here. Fantastic. I appreciate everybody who's showing up. So anyway, I got into killifish, and then the next step after that was I decided to get into pluckos because I needed something at the bottom of the tank to help do that kind of stuff. Loved the heck out of that. Did that for 2 or 3. Well, I'm still doing it, but I mean, I was doing it very heavily for 2 or 3 years. And then decided to go back. What really got me into fish to begin with was back in the 60s. My neighbor gave me a 5.5 gallon tank with what seemed to be 457,000 guppies, zebras, angelfish. I mean, it was overstocked. I mean, they were almost like stacked horizontally. But the guppies are what really caught my eye, and the my local fish store guy, although I did not realize it at the time how wonderful it was to have this guy, but he was a guppy master breeder. He did all that kind of stuff and took me occasionally down to his guppy room where there were more tanks in his guppy room than there were in the store. There was no two ways about that. So he started me off with cobra guppies, which were very new in the hobby. And he had netted out a dozen babies, and he sold me a dozen babies for $1. I was in junior high, and I raised those up, and he took me to shows with him, and tried to explain to me what I was looking for, what I wasn't looking for, and why I wasn't taking home any awards. And so I eventually went off to college, and kind of everything sort of stopped. But now I'm sort of back there again, re-going into guppies, relearning the IFGA standards, still trying to figure out, what I know, what I don't know. And, turns out that I don't know a whole lot more than I do at this stage of the game. So that's another way to keep yourself interested in what's going on, is to change things up, and do stuff like that. So that's kind of it and that's usually what it is. I run my mouth for about 15 minutes, and then we can talk about anything that you guys want to talk about. And if you don't want to talk about anything, I'll start giving you topics to discuss. So Ro, talk to me about German ribbon guppies. What do they look like? What attracted you to them? And anybody else that wants to talk about anything that they're doing right now to keep the hobby interesting for themselves, things they're excited about, things that, get them up to, rush to the fish room. A lot of the established guys will, if you ask them, well, what's your favorite fish? And they'll always say, well, whichever one's spawning right now, that's the one I'm interested in. And that's very true. So let's see, what do we got going on here? We got 12 people in the stream. It started about 15 minutes ago. We got 7 thumbs up, and I certainly do appreciate that. If any of you are not subscribers, I would appreciate it if you would be. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for doing that. Maybe hit the bell notification so that you get annoyed by my notifications. So let's see. Rose says, yeah, I want to get back into the live bears, and I haven't had guppies in years. It'll be fun to do it. It really will be fun to do it. The other thing I really enjoy too are the Goodeids. There's some wonderful stories about them. They're more of an endangered species. They're a little bit more challenging from the standpoint of, temperature and food and things like that. What I really like is some of them, although they are live bearers, the fry are born with an umbilical cord stretching back to mom, which snaps very, very quickly. But it's all of that's really interesting to me. Let's see, Benny, I have a question. What should I breed in a 10-gallon after I have done guppies? Let's see. 10-gallon gives you a pretty fair amount of room. You could do Fundulopancha Achilles. You could do Plecos in a 10, although I'd probably prefer a 20 long for them. They need that horizontal footprint. What else could you do down there? A lot of people, although it takes some water maintenance, and I'm assuming that you're not keeping anything else in there. You could do some of the smaller angels. You could do any of the egg scatterers would work. The Dinios, the Raboras, stuff like that. Yeah, Benny, those would be the choices that I would at least think about right off the bat. Rose says, I was looking for a guppy. You don't see much in the hobby. That's why I chose the German ribbon guppies. Yep, I absolutely understand what you're saying. Kay Halliday, evening in the UK. Hey, we're doing as good as we could. I hope everything's going there okay. Yeah, Ro, that's the thing about guppies is there's a lot of people breeding a lot of really interesting color combinations. And I use the word morph, but I don't think that's the right phrase within the guppy world. I think they like the word strain better than that. Let's see. Oh, Benny, I was thinking maybe Crebenses. Crebenses would be a good choice. I forgot about the smaller cichlids. Well, you already know rams, right? Crebenses could be real interesting that way too. They're very, in my opinion, very gentle fish. Chubby Guppy says shrimp. Chubby Guppy, why I never recommend shrimp is I just do horribly with them. And I guess it's because I don't just donate a tank to them. But I ordered up a dozen blue velvet from somebody we all know, and I'm not going to out them at this stage of the game. The shrimp showed up beautifully and literally within days, and this was a sterilized, clean tank with brand new gravel right out of the bag that was washed. I had leeches like you would not believe. And the only way to get rid of them, I'm trying to pull them with a turkey baster and tweezers and everything else. I just don't do I just don't do well with shrimp. But many people do. So Benny, shrimp might be a good idea for you. Ro, I wish I knew how to post pics of them. Well, Ro, I made you an admin here. If anybody's going to be able to post a pic, you would be the one. And maybe you just can't. I don't know. But I know what I could do. Here's what I'm going to do. If you have pictures of them, I am going to invite you to the chat, and you can come in, and then you can share your screen or however you would like to do that. So here's the link to join up, and then it would be great. I'd love to see the pictures. Oh yeah, and so Rose says she's got shrimp breeding. So I have cherry reds. Cherry reds are in a lot of the tanks. They work real well with my plecos, but I can't really get anything else going. I just cannot. Hey, Bob Kaler's here. Fantastic. All right, hang on. Here's Rose. Hey.
Hey, I look horrible. I've been out working on my ponds, man. I'm wore out. I'm gonna try to see how I can do. I've got the.
You're doing just fine. What I got to do is get over here and turn off something.
Let me see how to. Trying to see what does the share.
There we go.
What does the share screen icon do?
I believe you can bring in something else that you have there.
Because I
got you set. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I've got the page pulled up, so I was gonna try to hit that and see what it would do, and see if I can show the picture.
Yeah.
Of the guppies. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Let's see. I wanted to look at who else is in here. Bob Kaler, do you know how Ro could share her screen in StreamYard? Maybe you don't use StreamYard. I can't remember. If anybody knows how to do the screen share there, give us a yell. Chubby Guppy says it shows your desktop, Ro. So try clicking that.
All right. Are you guys seeing anything?
Not yet. No.
Let's see here. Share.
By the way, Bob says you're looking lovely.
I'm looking like crap, but thank you, Bob.
See, I think you look good too. So
let's see here. I've got an idea. I'll just pull it up on my phone because it won't let me do it on the.
Okay. Yeah, it might be the way to go. StreamYard's got a lot going for it, but it's got some limitations too.
It just wanted to share the stream that we're on. It wouldn't let me share the actual picture I was looking at.
Oh, I gotcha. All right.
But I am on a Chromebook. That might have something to do with it too. But they're beautiful guppies. Let's see here. And I've ordered from them before, and they have been awesome. A lot of the guppies I've seen on Get Gills is the ones I've had before. I wanted something different.
Yeah.
So
yep.
I'm just trying different things, and I come across the ribbon guppy, and Bob actually told me they used to be really popular back in the day.
Oh, no kidding. And see, I've never heard of them, but that doesn't mean much, right? Rebuilding our brand. Hey. And he's saying hi to you also, Ro.
Hey, what's up? I'm wore out. I got another pond. I've got mosquito fish in. I've got a bunch of tadpoles, so I've got to get the tadpoles out and put some mesh over it. And we got a big old bullfrog back there. He'll actually jump over and get in my hand now whenever. My goodness.
Where do you live at?
I live in Tennessee.
Okay, I sort of thought that's where you were. So you got better weather than I do up here. And it really only got warm enough in the last 2 weeks that I might have even started to think about tubs. But then, like I was saying, I mean, I've got every kind of, buzzard coming by that wants to feed off of them. So.
I'm waiting for
Chubby
it.
Guppy's asking you, when you shared, you select it and confirm.
I tried that. I didn't. It still
Okay,
wouldn't.
no. Select pet. Hey. Bob says I might recall them under another breeder term. I probably do, and it's the aging process. I don't remember Tuesday all that well.
All right, it's pulling them up now. Slowly but surely.
Okay, doke.
The pictures are loading slowly. I don't know why. I guess I got too many devices on my Wi-Fi.
Well, part of the problem too is everybody's home, everybody's using the internet, and it's just brought it to its knees. I don't think we've ever had this many users of the internet in one place, at a time. See, Chubby Guppy saying it should show as another backstage. Okay.
Let's see here. Let's try it again then. It won't let me hit the share button. Just let me hit. Okay, let me go up to Chrome tab. Maybe that'll do it.
Okay.
Here we go.
All righty.
Is it sharing it now?
No, but hold on. I think we got it now.
Yep, there they are.
Oh, sweet.
Yep. And that's the German Reuben guppies.
Gotcha.
But
Oh, that's awesome. They don't even need water. You can just hold them in your hand. Fantastic.
I'm going to be breeding them and putting them on Get Gills too. So if y'all want some from them, or they're kind of expensive. They're $25 for just a pair, and I got a trio. So I'm not going to be selling them for that much. I'm going to be selling them for less because I want to be able. A lot of people want to get in the hobby, but it's an expensive hobby. And one of my main goals when I started my store on Get Gills and my channel is to make it affordable for people like me that's not, wealthy or even close to being wealthy. I'm actually been poor all my life, but I've always had tanks. So, and I get these really nice fish and I try to breed them myself and then sell them at a, lower cost. That might piss some people off, but, I just want to get more people in the hobby, and I see some real beautiful fish like that zebra placo. I want it, but I want I want some more Cherex poultures too, and I can't find them anywhere. So, that's like the holy grail of my fish, but I just want to offer stuff at a reasonable price that you don't see often. So
Sure. Well, zebras are a gorgeous fish, and you probably know, but just for everybody on the channel. Oh, Dragon Lair's here. Oh, let me go over here and say hi to some people. Hey, Dragon Lair.
hey, Dragon.
Let's see. And okay, maybe that's the only person. If I missed you and I didn't say hello, and I'm very sorry, but hey, to everyone. So let's go back to zebras for a second. So here's the problem. You can get them from the Far East, but let's go from the Brazil standpoint. They're illegal to export from Brazil. Okay. They're completely blocked, but sending them to the United States, but Brazil will send them to the Far East. Go figure. So you could bring them in that way. But in my mind, that's sort of doing an end around, because the problem is they're a very special fish and a very rare fish. So even if you get them, they need to be roughly about 3 years old before they spawn the first time up. When they spawn, you're going to get between 4 and 8 eggs, and out of that, you might get 3 to 6 fry that you can raise up to a reasonable size. So that's why they're sitting there at $100 an inch or so. I've got 15 of them downstairs, and I've been I'm at about the 3-year mark, so maybe we'll get some somewhere.
I'd love you to send me a pair just to have. I wouldn't even. I just want to keep them in my tank. Say, hey, I got one. Just one.
Yep.
I'd be happy. But they're beautiful.
Well, one thing you could do is so I'm a member of a band page, and everybody's welcome to do this because this was a topic a couple of weeks ago. Come over to the band page. We do raffles on there, and we do straight up buys and stuff like that. So, if you're feeling lucky, and I realize it's gambling and a lot of people don't feel all that well about Amy 5 Music, hey, A lot of people don't really care, don't like that sort of thing. But I mean, for maybe a 10 or a $15 outlay, you might get lucky and get one or two or three or something like that. But so that's one way to go at it. And the band page is No BS Plecos. And that's the whole idea. We didn't want any BS on the page. We're just talking fish. We're not playing fast and loose. We've checked out all of the sellers. We know that they sell good fish and stuff like that. So, but I'm with you on the price. Now, on the other hand, I did a video a couple of months ago where I was defending the high price of fish because I was really worried, and still am, about everything getting cheapened in the hobby. And I really think that if we keep lowering the bar and lowering this, you're going to go to a carnival someday and you'll be throwing ping pong balls into a bowl with zebra plecos in there instead of goldfish, which on one hand might not be such a bad thing if there were thousands of them in the hobby. But on the other hand, I think that's what makes the specialness to it. And so the other thing I wanted to do too, as far as a video or a live stream, you can probably see behind me there's a couple of guitars back there. One of the things that I've always done is I've saved and I saved, and then I bought a guitar, and then I'd save and I'd save and I'd save and I'd buy another one, and then I'd take those two and trade those for one other one that was even more special. And people can do that in the hobby, like what you're doing with these ribbon guppies. They're valued at $25. Maybe you don't want to sell them for that, but the whole idea is if you're selling them at all, that's going to put some money in your pocket. Then you can move up to the next level of guppy or the next level of whatever fish that you want to have. So I understand the economics and what you're trying to do and helping people out. I absolutely agree with that. So let's see what's going on. Dragon Lair, trying to lurk and listen, but retail in convenience store makes it really hard. Oh, I'm sure.
Yes, it does. I used to work at Radio Shack.
Good job.
Since I got answers, yeah. So now it's kind of like when I mod, I try to answer the questions for, people in chat. And I don't even know how to get into chat right now on screen because I can drop a link to that No BS Plecos you talked about. I was trying to drop that link, but I think it did it in private chat.
Well, probably so. And I think you're going to have to go to band first and join that and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can get there. Boy, I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I was into CB radios, and between Radio Shack and Heathkit, I spent my entire life at those kind of goofy electronic places. So,
yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Over your left shoulder, something is bubbling right in the front. What is that?
That is my cold shrimp. The shrimp I cold.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And I need to I got some green water going beside it here, and I've got a betta right there. And I need to turn it out because it really makes it. See, this is my lighting equipment. You see that? It's just a cheap light, and it works. I mean, if it ain't broke,
I got a half a dozen of them. I got a half a dozen of them downstairs. I'm not running these big old expensive flu ball things.
No, I can't afford that. I'm actually wanting to rebuild my. This should be my daughter's room, but it is a fish room. I've got 8 aquariums in here. I've got dogs in here. I caught a little bluegill the other day in my fish trap. He's cute. He's about 1 inch long. I was wondering if I could sell him, but with the laws in Tennessee and the native fish, got to be careful. So, but I've got my black rose shrimp, my yellowback neocaridina. I've got a lighter blue neocaridina strain and a dark blue. My painted fire reds. I've got crystal shrimp, the red and white, and the black and white crystal shrimp. I've also got the blue carbon Raleighs, and I've got all them in here. Plus, I've got tubs outside too for them to breed.
Wow.
So I've got.
So you're a professional shrimp breeder. I mean,
yeah,
you're miles ahead of me.
I've had a lot of success with it. I messed up and had a sale for. I mean, they're really nice shrimp too. They're very good quality shrimp. And I decided I was overrun with shrimp. I'd have a sale for $2 a piece, and I sold out of almost everything. And
you did.
Yeah, people love my shrimp though. But I tried to, I cold real heavy. That way the legs and the antenna and everything are solid color opaque. You can't even tell if they're, you can't see their egg sac on their back because they're completely opaque. And I'm trying to do that with my golden back yellow shrimp. I'm trying to get them, breed them to where they're completely opaque, because you just see a solid yellow line down their back, and the rest of them are kind of see through. Well, I'm gonna try to get that broad line to spread all over the shrimp. So I'm gonna, keep breeding them, which they're still going to be good shrimp, and I'm still going to sell them. But my main goal with that is to get a complete opaque, non-see-through yellow shrimp, like my painted fire reds. I cold so heavy on them now that every shrimp they throw is beautiful. So, but I'm gonna keep working on that. But if I had my phone, I guess I could come up on my phone instead and show you my shrimp tanks if you want to see them.
Oh God, I'd love to see those. Let me ask you while you're working through that process. So I obviously know what culling means, but how does one cull a shrimp? Do you stick a turkey baster in there? Do you net them all into a little cup and then start working through?
I take about 2 hours. I allocate about 2 hours for one tank, and I go through and I get every shrimp out, and then I inspect every shrimp. And if it doesn't meet the standard, I put it in my cold tanks.
Okay, so let me back you up. So when you say you take them out with a net.
Yeah.
Net them, and you put them into what?
I've got two different, the hang-on containers you see at the pet store.
Yeah, what we call a specimen container. Okay, so you put them in there. Yeah. All right, and then you get them out from there with what? Again, an eyedropper?
A net.
Net?
Use all
net. Okay, small shrimp net. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, a brine shrimp actually is what I use. And I'll cull them, and then the ones that I cull, I'll actually put in my fish tubs with a bunch of mollusks, because they'll breed, and the baby shrimp is great food source for my livebearers. So I've got a bunch of adult cull shrimp in my tubs outside for my livebearers, because they'll eat the baby shrimp. That might sound mean, but hey, it's it's good food for them. So.
Well, you're right. I mean, there are people that don't want anything eating anything else. They've never obviously seen Lion King. But I'll tell you another use for the baby shrimp is if you get into like plecos or something that's a cave dweller, they will keep those eggs clean for you.
Yeah, they will.
And they
my angelfish, they would fan the eggs, but my shrimp would get up there too. And the white ones, the eggs, that turn white that are no good, they'll actually peel them off and eat them. And it was weird that I figured that because they were cold shrimp that I just put in there for food for them. But after they had spawned and laid eggs, I'd watched these angelfish, and I wish I'd got it on video, but it was before I started the YouTube channel or anything. But these angelfish were watching these shrimp play with their eggs and never bothered them. I guess it was like they knew that they were doing them a favor.
Yeah.
So it was weird. I'm like, you normally go after these things and eat them up, but they're just chilling, It was really cool to watch.
I can just imagine, like the female looking at the male. Settle down, Fred. He's helping us, okay?
Yeah.
Just leave him alone. Let the man do his work.
They were a beautiful pair of angelfish. The female was solid black, and the other one was marbled, and they were probably about 4 inches in diameter. They were huge. And I believe someone in New York had ordered them, and I sent them out, and they died. Apparently, the box got kind of threw into a garage or something, and it leaked out, and they passed away. And they were a beautiful pair. I was so heartbroken, because I had raised fry. I took them to my local LFS, and but I was kind of sick of the angelfish, breeding angelfish, because it's like once you master something. I know I am, my personality. It's like once you master it, you're like, all right, what's next? What's after? I'm just, and I think that if you do stuff you don't know, like cichlids, I've never had cichlids. And then once I get burned out on shrimp, I'm going to move to cichlids. As long as it's in the aquarium hobby, every time you learn by having it. Once you get it and you breed them, you learn how to keep them, then you breed them. You kind of master that, and you can help somebody else. But I don't know a thing about cichlids. But now shrimp, some livebearers, saltwater tanks, I could tell you a little bit about that. But
sure.
I've only been in the hobby for about 25 years. So.
Well, you see, you're kind of new. I hear you.
Yeah.
I talked to some of the old timers that are like me. we're sitting around and go, let's see, there's three of us here. We got about 170 years worth of experience here. Do we really know anything? No.
Yeah, do
probably
we
not.
really know anything? It's funny.
Not really. We just, hey, let me jump to the chat here real quick. Anthony, thanks for being here, and hello. Let's see, Sandy Dowdy. I think I said hello before, but if I did not, hello again. Who else is that? Okay, so I think that's everybody. I don't want to oversimplify the cichlid thing, but typically speaking, that you put two of them together, and it's sort of like breeding guppies. I mean, it's just going to happen. But always people go, well, have you bred this fish or have you bred that fish? And I said, look, I want to be very clear about this whole thing. I have no hand in this. The fish are doing the breeding. I put on the Sinatra, I dim the lights. They're doing all the work. I have no part of this sort of thing. But because when I think of breeding fish, I think of salmon, where they actually go up there and they strip the eggs out of the female and they let her go. And the sperm out, I'm thinking, we're not doing any of that kind of stuff here. This is a whole different conversation.
They're mouth brooders, right? Cichlids. So
some are and some are not. Some are, on a rock or in a pot or on the wall. I mean, when you think about an angelfish as a cichlid.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I knew that much, and I didn't know until recently. But I've seen some videos where they're opening these fish's mouth and getting babies out and then plop them over, and I'm like, wow, I've never had a mouth brooder fish, and I would like to have one just to watch it, because that'd be cool.
Yeah, a lot of the African cichlids are that way, and you can. I mean, it's called egg stripping there too, or fry stripping, depending on how you want to do it. It's it's a level of, I don't know. You have to be a little rougher than I'm kind of comfortable with. You're covering up the gills, got to get the mouth open, and you got to pull them back, and
it's kind of rough. That's like jerking a baby out of a mama's arms or something. I don't know. It's kind of seems.
Exactly.
I'm gonna run and grab me another Coke. I'll be right back, guys.
Sounds like a plan.
So I don't have
wait.
Your Coke, huh?
I was gonna say I'll wait patiently right here.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Sounds like a plan. Let's see. Sandy Dowdy. Hey, it's Canada Day holiday, so I'll be there in your live stream, Bob Keeler. So happy Canada Day to everybody who is north of the border, in the attic, so to speak. I did post something about free loonies and toonies for everybody, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. So I hope everybody up in Canada is doing great. We love having you up there. Bob Keeler's talking stripping. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's see. When Ro gets back, we'll probably talk more shrimp and things like that. Let me go back to the stream and see who I've missed. I got to run up a little bit. I got to get the mouse going. I've got one of these mice that if you don't use it for about 30 seconds, it goes to sleep on you. So, okay, so I think I have said hello to everybody there. So what else did we go? Oh, Ro is back. She's got her Coke. It was interesting. I went to dinner with my daughter, her husband, and my grandsons, and they went to the, what do I want to say, the Coca-Cola something, where they got, you can get lemon Coke and cherry Coke and brown, all the various kinds of Coke, the highly sugared stuff, the old collectible bottles and all that kind of stuff. And they were in seventh heaven. I'm one of those. I swore off of sugar a million years ago, so I'm just kind of a Diet Coke guy, but I'm actually more of a Diet Dr. Pepper guy, so.
I've got the live stream pulled up on my phone. If you want to drop the link, I'll exit here and come up on my phone if you'd like, and I'll show you.
Sounds like a plan. Hang on a sec here. Like that. Go over here. Okay, and there's the link. Select Pet. Thank you for reminding them to hit the like button. It helps me a lot. I'm not far along in the process. Once you get up around 1,000 subscribers, the like button means a lot more, but that's fine. And if you're not a subscriber, I really would appreciate it if you would be. I'd love to get up to 1,000. And as I'm often saying, if you monetize me, then it'll save a little brown dog. Save better. We'll buy him a can of food every once in a while. Okay, here's Ro. Let me get you up here. There we go.
There we go. Okay, guys. Let's see here.
We're going to do shrimp talk. And you know what? I want them to be able to see you better than me. So let me see if I can't. Nope, that was the wrong button. Let's try this. Try that. Nope. Okay, well, that at least makes you bigger. I'd really like.
Let's see here.
you to
I
have
can
a
watch
full
it.
screen, but
Let's see here. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is my black shrimp tank. I got some creeping Jenny in there. There's a shrimp up there on the roots. Do you guys see him?
oh boy, that's monstrous shrimp.
Yeah, it's my black rose. They're jet black, and I've got a bunch of babies down here. I'll have to cull in about a week. I'll move on over. Here's one. If you look straight down, they're eating green beans. You guys see them in the food
I
bowl
do.
there? All right, let's move over here. Here's my yellowback neocaridina right here.
Oh, those are
I've got
gorgeous.
water lettuce. She is not buried yet. And there's another female right there. And my male, he's gorgeous. I took a lot of the males out and left the best looking male in there. Here's my light blue, which doesn't look like blue right now. This one does. That one right there is more of a light blue. And there's one hanging out here on the water lettuce. Can you guys see this?
I can. Yeah, the water lettuce. I mean, boy, have you got root growth on that.
Yeah. Here's my painted fire reds everyone talks about. Can you see them?
I can.
I'm gonna
Mm.
try to.
Big and chubby right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them on my blackbeard there, if you can see them. But that's my females, and that's all moss I put in here from outside. I've got this whole aquarium covered in moss.
Wow.
There's the
So-
red.
I'm not even good enough to tell the difference between a male and a female shrimp.
Well, all of these that I can see right now are female, and I've only got one or two males in there because I like to pick the best males and the best females, and it seems like they throw more females. And it might have something to do with the temperature of the water, I've heard. I'm not really
yeah.
sure. So, but if you can see, I don't keep heaters on these tanks because this room stays about 75, 80 degrees in here. Do you see
Now,
that one on that
apparently
black
it's not- I was going to say, isn't that too hot for Caridina? But apparently not, right? Because they're doing well. And I know these are
Yeah.
neos, right?
Yeah, and right here is some of my blue carbon Rileys. Can you guys see that one?
Sure can.
They're in the same tank with my crystals right here.
And they don't crossbreed, correct?
Right, they won't crossbreed. And there's one of my red crystals. And then over here,
Wow. That's a gorgeous.
if you can see on the back corner, can you guys see the black Caridina crystals back there?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now I got them. Now I got a low, very low.
Okay,
Got
what
it.
about now?
Yep.
I've
Yeah,
got
those
them
are
there. There's
great.
one hanging out over there on the moss. But I've also,
I mean,
if
that's
you
a
look at
giant. How big is that tank, bro?
these are 15s.
Really?
These are
That looks like a 70. Holy cow. Okay.
No, it's just a 15 gallon. I've got my pothos up here at top and my water lettuce. You could probably see the shrimp better from the top, actually, the crystals.
Yep. Yeah. There they are spread out.
I got a lot of ramhorn snails.
It says he
there's
wants
some-
your Rex, but you won't share.
Check this one out. Can you guys see that one?
Sure can.
Awesome. Let's move over here.
Absolutely
I've got,
gorgeous.
I don't know if you can see, these are actually my rainbow darters, the females. Oh, there they are. Yeah. They're right back there between the green plants, the spider plants. I'm wondering if they'll convert to aquatic plants. So, but they're spawning. So I've got some water hyacinth in here. But that male back there, if he would just show himself, he's so pretty.
The rainbow darter, now that's a fish and not a shrimp, correct?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They'll eat
'Cause
shrimp up.
We
It was
have
funny.
rainbow darters up here, but they are almost endangered in Ohio.
Yeah, there's a few that are. These are not, thank goodness. But there he is. I'm trying to get him there. You see him?
I do.
He's,
I do. It was real fast. Yeah.
yeah, he's not super colored up. But over here, I've got my boy tank, my bachelor pad, I call it, because I've separated a lot of the fish. There's that baby bluegill I caught in my fish trap. But I've got that molly
wow.
there, the gold dust. These swordtails are absolutely beautiful, though.
Those are green swordtails, right?
Neon. They got the dots on them.
Okay.
But they were my 300-gallon pond that I drained out today and refilled. But this little bluegill will develop stripes on him. But I'm going to put these guys on Get Gill because I have over 100 fry that's over half an inch long. And I need to get rid of some of them. So, but they're really pretty. And being out in the sun really colors them up, too.
Oh, wow.
And there's a little, you see that one Montezuma male I got right there?
Yeah.
I had 6 of them. I had some females and another male Montezuma, and they had jumped out of the tank. So that's why I keep my water level low in here, because the swordtails are jumpers.
Yeah, they absolutely are. If anybody in the audience doesn't know that, they will jump. Oh, who's that beauty down there?
All right. Yeah, that's my baby girl. Say hi. You want to say hi? There's Brute, our big dog.
Holy cow.
All right, I'm on the computer. There's your bug juice. I love you. She's so sweet, guys. That's my baby girl.
What's her name?
Aria Jade Massey, but we call her AJ.
No.
Whenever Catfish Fairy streams are going, she goes yeehaw every time he does a yeehaw.
Oh, I love Cap. Oh, yeah. Me and I are, It's hard. Some people hate the yeehaw. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
You know?
I am too. I like it.
Yep. Well, he's down in Florida right now.
My boyfriend just came in with gifts. He got me some sinkers.
Ooh, look at that. Nice.
And he was supposed to get smaller hooks. He got a little tiny floater, but I got plenty of them. But he said, go catch us dinner. So I guess I got to get off the phone and go catch some fish to eat tonight. So
Sounds like a plan. I was going to say, we just about hit the finish line over here anyway. I thank you so much for coming in and talking and teaching and showing us things. It's just wonderful. I really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you having me up. I wasn't expecting to come up. I just seen you were live, and I'm like, well, I need to go in here and help him out. So
well, I really
appreciate
appreciate that. Oh, well, I was going to say, and hey, if you can't catch anything at your house, I got a pound out back. We got some bass out there. So we either got a bunch of 5 or 6 pounders, or we got one that we all just keep catching, again and again and again. So I'm never sure about that.
we call them sore jaws during bass
Yeah,
tournaments.
there you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I'm gonna go fishing.
Sounds
see
good.
you.
Thanks so much, Ro. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Anybody got any other questions? Because I think we're hitting about the finish line here. Let me see what I'm missing in the chat. Probably nothing. Bob's trying to set up a get-together. Let's see. Benny's going back to schoolwork. Dragon Lair, sorry, I had to sell beer and cigars. So there you go. All right, so we're about 5 minutes from the finish line. Kay Halliday, hey, thank you for jumping in here. Thank everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. I mean, I know I'm still brailing my way through this whole live stream thing. It's not the most exciting, but I'm learning, and I really appreciate the support. I really do. Hope you all guys have a really good time. Bob Taylor will be up next year. Please go and visit his live stream. There's a bunch more tonight. Dan's Fish is another excellent one. I think I'm the fourth one of 13 that are up today. So visit as many of them as you humanly can. Bob, thank you for stopping by. And everybody go see Bob. I'm going to call it a night right now. So thank you all. See you next Wednesday, and hopefully I'll have another exciting topic and maybe another exciting visitor. Okay, see y'all. Bye. Streetwise, cheers. Tom Patterson, cheers. Ro, I thank you so much for being here. Okay, I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.